Okay, we're back with the Gingerbread Cowboy. I hope you thought about the questions I was going to ask you, or that I did ask you earlier about have you ever read another gingerbread story? Where do you think it's taking place? Who are the characters? And anything else you thought might happen in the story. So let's dive right in to the Gingerbread Cowboy. You guys know what that thing is? In back of the hat? Do you know what it's called? It's used for baking. Yes, it is a rolling pin. So there is a cowboy hat and a rolling pin. Cowboy, gingerbread. I guess that's what that is. Once upon a time, in the wild, wild west, there lived a rancher and his wife. Every morning, just as the sun was coming up, the rancher saddled his horses and fed the cattle while his wife baked biscuits. Biscuits with butter, biscuits with honey, biscuits with jelly. Yes, those breakfast biscuits were plump as pillows, soft as clouds, and tasty as a big Texas barbecue. So who is making the biscuits? Did you say the rancher's wife? You are correct. She baked the biscuits. When did she bake those biscuits? She baked them every morning. What was the rancher doing while she baked the biscuits? He saddled up his horses, which means he put the saddle on his horses. And the saddle is the brown leather piece that you put on the horse's back so that I think it's more for the people. When they sit on it, it's more comfortable. Then one day, just as the sun was coming up, the rancher's wife decided she was tired of making biscuits. So she measured and mixed, and she made gingerbread dough. She rolled that dough flat and cut out the shape of a boy, but not just any boy. He had boots on his feet, he had a hat on his head, and he had a big belt buckle made of spun sugar. So what did she make? She was making a gingerbread cowboy. He was a gingerbread cowboy. She took raisins, candies, and nuts and gave him two bright eyes, a laughing mouth, and a cowboy vest with fringe. And then she put him in the oven to bake. Okay, so I'm going to show you the picture, but before I do, I want to ask you, what did she give him two of? Two what? Two bright eyes. And what kind of mouth was it? Laughing. And a cowboy vest with fringe. What is fringe? How about we look at the picture and find out? So there's the cowboy, and the fringe is this part on his vest. It's kind of like pieces of fabric that would be hanging out. It's called fringe. And she gave him a sugar belt. Where did she put him? In the refrigerator? No. Can you cook in the refrigerator? I don't think so. Because what do you need? You need something that is very cold. The freezer. Did she put him in the freezer? Wait, I've never cooked in the freezer. I've never baked in bake. Cook. Bake and cook. Where do I bake? Let's be real. Mrs. Stolfa doesn't bake or really cook. I do not like to cook food. I need a personal chef. I need the rancher's wife to come and help me. All right, so back to where did she put him? She put him in the oven. You are right. I sure am hungry for biscuits, said the rancher, leaning over and sniffing the rodeo stomping good smell coming out of the oven. He opened the door for a peek. Just as quick as the flick of a cow pony's tail, out jumped the gingerbread cowboy, and he ran out of the door as fast as his boots could carry him. Can you see that? So he opened the oven door, and out popped the gingerbread cowboy. "Whoa!" shouted the rancher. "Come back!" cried his wife. But the gingerbread cowboy just laughed and said, giddy up as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." He jumped over a horned lizard, gobbling up ants, and raced away as fast as his boots could carry him. If you guys read the other desert book with me, you should know that a horned toad or a horned lizard is a desert animal. So he ran as fast as he could and jumped over that lizard and raced away as fast as his boots could carry him. Where do you think he's going to go to? Let's find out. Until he came to a road runner. "I was about to have lizard for breakfast," said the roadrunner, "but I think I will eat you instead." The gingerbread cowboy just laughed and said, giddy up as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." He wriggled through the corral fence and raced away as fast as his boots could carry him. So another desert animal that we talked about in the desert book was a roadrunner. He was going to eat a lizard because roadrunners love to eat lizards, but instead he tried to catch that gingerbread cowboy. What did the cowboy do? He crawled into the fence. He snuck away from that roadrunner, and he raced away and ran as fast as he could until he came to a band of javelinas munching on cactus pads. "Gingerbread!" shouted the javelinas. "Yee-haw!" The gingerbread cowboy just laughed and said, giddy up as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." He galloped past a big prickly pear cactus and raced away as fast as his boots could carry him. Another desert animal. What is it? Not just one of them, but a lot of them. Javelinas. What is a javelina's favorite food? If you read Don't Call Me Pig, a javelina story, you'll remember the javelina's favorite food is a prickly pear cactus. Here they are eating it in this book too. All right, who do you think the gingerbread man will try to race past next? Until he came to a herd of long-horned cattle grazing in a field. No more grass for us," they all cried. "We want gingerbread." But the gingerbread cowboy just laughed and said, "Giddy up, cowboy." No, he didn't say giddy up, cowboy. He said, giddy up as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. He ducked between their legs and raced away as fast as his boots could carry him. We didn't talk about cattle in the desert book that I read a while ago, but cattle are cows that live, I believe, more in like like not on a farm, but I'm not explaining this very well. From what I know, cattle, it's like a group of cows, and I think it's just a group of cows. I don't know. You might have to Google that, okay? Or ask your parent. Maybe your parent knows. I know where my grandma used to live in Ireland, she called all her cows cattle. She never really called them cows. She'd say the cattle in the field. So I'm not quite sure now. Something to look up. Okay, who do you think he's going to run past now? Until he met some hungry cowboys riding the range. The cowboys yelled, "Stampede!" They wanted gingerbread too. The gingerbread cowboy just laughed and said, giddy up as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." And he turned down a canyon and raced away as fast as his boots could carry him. You see him right there? He's so teeny and small. He's racing down the canyon. Hey, that looks like it could be something maybe like the Grand Canyon. Have you guys ever been there? Right now, I think it's closed because of coronavirus, but it is a state park in Arizona. And it is a huge canyon. Very, very enormous, massive, gigantic, humongous. Large. Large doesn't cut it. It's grand. So this could be the Grand Canyon like in Arizona. So maybe when you're out in a canyon, you might be able to see the gingerbread cowboy. Uh-oh. Until he met a coyote napping in the sun. Hey, coyote's another one we talked about. Now the gingerbread cowboy was feeling mighty pleased with himself. I've run from the rancher and his wife, the roadrunner, the javelinas, the longhorned cattle, and the cowboys, he bragged, and I can run from you too. What do you think? What's that coyote doing? He's sleeping with one eye open. Do you think the coyote is asleep? I don't think so. The coyote smiled and said, I don't want to chase you, but I can hear those folks coming fast, and there's a river just ahead. Hop onto my tail, and I'll take you across. I can't let them catch me now, cried the gingerbread cowboy. So he hopped on to the coyote's tail. Hmm. Is this a nice coyote or a very smart coyote? What do you guys think is going to happen next? The coyote splashed into the river and began to swim. It rained last night and the river is deep. You'd better get on my back, said the coyote. So the gingerbread cowboy climbed onto the coyote's back. Aw, gingerbread cowboy just thinks that this coyote is the nicest coyote he's ever met. Look at this coyote's face. Does he look like he's a nice coyote or does he look a little bit sneaky? Have you ever heard the saying sly as a fox? Kind of means like a sneaky fox. I think the coyote is kind of like that. Maybe cunning as a coyote. Means he's pretty smart and pretty sneaky. By now, the cowboys, the longhorns, the javelinas, the roadrunner, the rancher, and his wife had arrived at the edge of the river. The rancher's wife took out her lariat and swung a loop out towards the gingerbread cowboy. She took her rope with a circle here. You might see that at a rodeo. So it's a lariat. Quick, stand on my nose, said the coyote. So the gingerbread cowboy jumped up onto the coyote's nose. He's helping him. Where is he getting closer to, though? He's getting very close to the coyotes. Ha ha ha, shouted the gingerbread cowboy as the lasso fell short. They missed. So she threw her lasso and tried to catch, but it was too short, and she missed him. But I won't, said the coyote. He tossed the gingerbread cowboy into the air like a flapjack on a griddle and swallowed him in one gulp. So did he get away from everybody? Mm-mm. And that was the end of the gingerbread cowboy. So to go back to this page, what did he do to him? It said he flipped him or he tossed him into the air like a flapjack on a griddle. What is a flapjack? Do you know? I usually call it something different, but I know that a flapjack is the same thing as a certain breakfast food you can eat. They're circular and they're brown, and we cook them at my house on the stove top in a pan. This one said a griddle which can be kind of a similar thing, or you can have an electric griddle, which is like a flat, heated surface. What do you think a flapjack is? What's something that's round and flat that you can eat in the morning for breakfast? Another clue is you can put syrup on it. You could put chocolate chips in it, or berries, or you could put whipped cream on top. I'm very hungry all of a sudden. What do you think it is? Did you say pancake? If you did, you are so smart. You got it. So, in the end, the coyote outwit the gingerbread cowboy, and he flipped him into the air and got him in one gulp. And now, I think they want to eat more. And the rancher and his wife know that the only person or the only animal that could catch him was the coyote, so now he's helping them. Would you invite a coyote into your kitchen? I wouldn't. No way. No, thank you. Because I think he would try to eat us. Okay, so in our story, The Gingerbread Cowboy, we saw a lot of desert animals, and there was a lot of verbs in here. A lot of the verbs were past tense verbs, okay? Some of them were rule breakers, and some were rule followers. So I'm just going to tell you a couple of the rule breakers, okay? So we can go through that first. And then we'll do a couple rule followers. Okay. The rancher fed the cattle. So that is a verb, feed. Feed changes to fed. Feed, fed. Feed, fed. Another one. She made gingerbread dough. Made comes from the verb make. Make changes to made. Make, made. She took raisins. What verb does took come from? Did you say take? Yes. Take changes to took. Take, took. He ran out. Ran comes from, do you know it? Yes, run. Run changes to ran. Run, ran. Run, ran. Let's see if we can find one more good one. Okay. And the gingerbread cowboy said, giddy up. Said comes from say. Say changes to said. Say, said. Say, said. And the last one is the verb catch. Every time he says, you can't catch me, catch. So in the end of the story, the coyote did catch him. So I would use the past tense. The coyote catch changes to caught. Catch, caught. Catch, caught. The coyote caught the gingerbread cowboy, and another one, he ate him. Eat, ate, eat, ate. Oh, I could think of another one too. If he didn't eat him in all in one bite, we could say he took a bite out of him, right? He bite. Bite changes to bit. Bite, bit. Bite, bit. Ooh, there's a lot of verbs in here. Okay, and then there's some other ones that are rule followers where we add ed. So I'm just going to give you a couple of those. It says that the rancher's wife, she rolled the dough flat. So roll, add ed, rolled. She measured and mixed. So measure, she's measuring it, seeing if it's all right. Okay, do I have enough dough here, or do I have enough flour? Do I have enough sugar? So measure. After she did it, she measured. And mix. So every day she mixes. Yesterday she mixed. That one sounds like a tricky T sound. And let's think if we can find maybe two more. Oh, the rancher opened the door of the oven. Open. And then I already did it, so I add ed. Opened. All right, and the last one on this page. The gingerbread cowboy jumped out of the oven, okay? So jump. So I jump. And then after I jump, I say I jumped. So I add that ed. Okay, so there's a lot of verbs in here too. So if you have the chance to ever check this book out of the library, or maybe you have it at your house, or maybe you can find it on YouTube, or maybe you could just watch me read it again and see if you can find any of those other verbs, okay? And think about, some of you guys have already read other gingerbread books. So if you know of any other ones, think about how this story is the same and how it's different. And if I can find the other one, then maybe we can read that one too so that we can compare it. I just remembered I have a ninja bread cookie book. I'll have to find that for later. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you, rock stars, superstars, amazing children, another day. Bye.